Welcome, fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic peeps, to my channel, Slime and Slashers, where, yeah, we talk about everything from Nickelodeon slime to horror movie slashers, but plenty of stuff in between, including books. And today, it's one of my favorite type of bookish videos. It's my March TBR video. TBRs are so much fun. The lists, I love a good list. And I love to make up my TBR list every single month. So that is especially why I enjoy these types of videos, making them and watching other people's. Always so much fun. Also, just so you guys know, this will be my first time playing my TBR game. I do have some reads that I'm definitely going to have set already, and then I'm going to play the game to pick some additional reads off of my TBR card, and we'll see if I have to do anything else. If you missed it, I explained how to play my TBR game, which is based on UNO, in a video I released earlier in the month. I will link that down below. Alright guys, stay where you are. When we come back, we'll get into the flippin' list of books. Welcome back, guys! I'm so freaking excited to play my TBR game, but first, let's go through the books that I'm definitely going to try to read, no matter what I end up picking off of my TBR card because of my game. I've got other books that I need to read, that I want to read in March, and a lot of them are because of book clubs. So let's start off with the book clubs. First off, we'll start off with my book club. So, I actually have been giving my Patreon members a chance to nominate a book every month, and I put their nomination along with a nomination for myself into my public poll for my book club. So I nominated The Cook by Harry Cressing, and my friend Ollie, I spun a wheel, and Ollie was the Patreon that got chosen to nominate a book. And Ollie, if you have not checked out his channel, you have to. It's Criminali, by the way. That is his YouTube channel. I will link that below. He nominated Infestation by William Makeley? I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, it's going to be like a creature attack, creature feature type of book. Probably simple, probably lots of blood, probably lots of fun, so I'm super jazzed. So in the poll, Infestation won with 60% of the votes out of 70 votes as of the time I'm filming right now, which is pretty darn good. But if you know me, you know I can't help but read both books that were nominated, or multiple books per month. So if you don't want to read Infestation with me in my book club, it is the official pick, I will still have a section on the Discord for The Cook, because I will be reading it as well. So yes, my official book club pick for March is Infestation. Again, it is a creature feature type of book. We will be reading that, and I might or might not have a discussion about it in April. We will see. It might just be like, these people get attacked by this giant thing and they bleed and die and that's it. So I don't know. That could be, you know, all that there is to the book, which is fine with me. So if that is the case, we'll have a discussion about The Cook instead. So technically, read either book you want, read them both. There will be areas in my Discord, which is linked below, to discuss both of them, and there will be a live stream for at least one of them, The Cook or Infestation, but they are both technically my book club picks. So yes, The Cook, by the way, is about a really tall dude. This is a vintage horror paperback. This edition was released by Valancourt. It's a re-release. And essentially, this Cook guy, who's super, super eerie and tall and menacing because he just looms over people, I think he
wins hearts and stomachs of the family he's working for, and before long he has everyone around him eating out of his hand. But Conrad, the cook, has a sinister, inscrutable plan in view, and after becoming master of their palates, next may be their souls.
Wonderful. Sounds like it's going to be a freaking blast. Next up, I also run a book club with my friend Kat. It's a private book club. It's a very, very, very small book club. It's kind of in person, but kind of not. Anyway, we are celebrating middle grade March, and so in honor of that, we are reading a middle grade book, Vacancy by K.R. Alexander. This is going to be short and sweet. I have a feeling it'll be entertaining. I've heard great things about K.R. Alexander, but I have not read anything by K.R. Alexander, so this will be my first book by that author, and I'm really excited to just see what I think about the author's work. I know Kat has read books from K.R. Alexander before, including The Fear Zone And I know I own the collector, which has a cool, creepy doll on the cover. You could see it here. That's the collector. And that's the one cat red with the creepy clown. But yeah, I am very, very excited. Essentially, someone has to move into this abandoned hotel, and things are obviously haunted, and maybe ghosts and ghouls are running amok. We'll have to see. Next up, I'm so excited about this. So my friend Amy, her book club is called the Dark Hearts Book Club. Check out Amy's channel. She's over at Amy Noel Reads. Her book club pick for March is The Good House by Tananarive Due. I have never read anything by Tananarive Due. I cannot even say her first name. Maybe that's why I haven't read her. But I am excited to read this one, and this copy was gifted to me by my great friend Crystal over at the channel Fiber Artsy. Thank you so much, Crystal, for this copy, and I'm so excited that I am going to be reading it pretty soon after receiving it. So the text is really small and it's super long, but I am hoping I can find the audio and I will, read along as I listen. So that is probably how I'm going to tackle this. I've heard fantastic things about this.
The home that belonged to Angela's late grandmother is so beloved that townspeople in Washington call it the Good House. But that all changes one summer when an unexpected tragedy takes place behind its closed doors, and the family's history and future is dramatically transformed.
And there's more, but I don't want to go into it knowing too much, so we'll leave it at that. I will discover the pleasures that this book has in store for me, and that sounded weird, but you know what I mean. I'm very excited to dive in. Next, a beast of a book, again, just like The Good House. Here's another chunker, and it's because this is a bind-up of multiple books. This is the Blackwater series by Michael McDowell. I've read a couple Michael McDowell books as of right now. I know everyone loves him. I've loved the books I've read by him too. I do like Robert McCammon as an author better. I know Michael McDowell is kind of a lot more popular than Robert McCammon in terms of right now. A lot of people who like horror like Michael McDowell. It's like he is their go-to old school vintage kind of hidden gem horror author. I feel like he's so popular right now that he's no longer really a hidden gem, but I'm really excited to dig into this. It's more of like a Southern Gothic type of story. We are following this family, I think throughout generations, and creepy stuff having to do with nature. I know the books, I have a few of the individual vintage copies, but they're very rare and they're hard to find. So I like that there's a bind-up of all of the books from Valiant Court, of course. Valiant Court releases all these old vintage titles, and it's great because it makes these older works available for flippin' newer readers, which I think is very important. Alright, so yes, I am reading this along with some friends, including Kelly from Kelly Hooked on Books, Crystal, who I just mentioned from Fiber Artsy. I know Katrina is going to join us over at the channel Katrina Brown, and I know some other friends mentioned that they were interested, so it's not just those people. It's going to be a ball. There's an area on Kelly's Discord. Again, you could find her at Kelly Hooked on Books, and there's an area to discuss this on her Discord. Next up, another Friends event that I'm celebrating. My friend Crystal, who I've mentioned a few times in this video so far. She is fantastic. I love her channel so much, and she is just flippin' awesome, the sweetest person, so supportive of everyone. And so she and Jason over from Jason's Weird Reads, they are hosting the Week of Weird in March, and I'm very excited because I want to participate because Crystal participates in everybody's stuff all the time, and so I think we should rally together and participate in her and Jason's event. Plus, I don't feel like an expert on weird/strange fiction, so she gave some great recs in her latest recommendation video, and so did Jason, so they gave me a lot of ideas of what I could possibly read that would fit in with this event. So I actually didn't realize, I know about this book, but I didn't realize it would count as weird fiction, but Crystal mentioned The Cipher by Kathy Koja, and I said, oh my god, this is the perfect excuse to read The Cipher. I've been wanting to read it for like 2 years, so now, in honor of the Week of Weird, I am finally going to get to The Cipher. The Cipher, essentially, there's these two, I think, cynical, annoying characters who, I think one day they find a hole in their apartment, a dark hole, and they stick their hand in and they start to play with the hole, and like weird stuff starts to happen with the hole. Definitely sounds weird, so it definitely seems appropriate for the Week of Weird. So thank you, Crystal, for reminding me that this is a weird book, because yes, the premise sounds weird, and I've known about the premise for forever, but I wouldn't have thought to just pick this up for the Week of Weird. So thank you for that suggestion. This will be my official pick for the week, but I also want to add in one more thing, which I'm not really sure is weird, but I'm going to say it counts as weird. So I'd also like to read Uzumaki, which I've never read a manga before, or a manga, however you say it. I don't know. I'm not an expert at all. So I would love to read this one as my first, and I think it's kind of weird. It's about spirals, and so I know there's probably other elements to it, and it's not technically classified, I'm sure, as weird fiction, but I like the idea of reading something with a creepy hole and something with creepy spirals together in like a vlog. It seems like it could go together, and so I'm saying that this is weird. I don't know if it counts, but hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it counts regardless. And by the way, in addition to these 2 books for the week of weird, I also want to get to some short stories, including H.P. Lovecraft's story, The Color Out of Space. It's not too long. I love the movie adaptation with Nicolas Cage. It is crazy. It really reminds me of The Thing by John Carpenter, directed by John Carpenter, especially this one part with special effects / it almost looked like they used practical effects in Color Out of Space, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it was an amazing movie, and I want to compare it to the short story. So that short story is also on my list for the week of weird, and we'll just see what else I'll get to. I'm leaving the week kind of open to just, play around with whatever I want. Alright, next up, this is not for a book club. This is for a thematic vlog I'm doing for St. Patty's Day. So for that, I have The God Provides, and there's a couple of tales in here. It's not just one tale, and they all are based on Irish tales, and I'm really excited just to read more stuff that is kind of Irish themed. I'm big into Irish culture, even though I'm not Irish. I wish I was, but I love flippin' Irish punk rock. So here we have Irish Gothic, a collection of stories by Ronald Kelly. These are all Celtic themed stories, so this will fit for my vlog. And if I have time, because again, this is just going to be a week reading vlog, I'd love to read a few stories in Great Irish Tales of Horror, a treasury of fear. So we will see. Alright, and I'm also in March taking a trip to Vegas for work, and I'm not excited about it, but a very thematic thing that I'm going to read in honor of going to Vegas, I guess, is The Odds by Jeff Strand, which is about gambling, and not just gambling in general. It's basically this gambling scenario that goes to hell for the main character, I believe. So I can't wait to dig in and see how I like that. I love Jeff Strand, so it'll be a pleasure to read another book from him. And this was one of the books that my friend Kelly suggested to me when I asked 12 friends to recommend me a book to read this year. So that will be checking off one of my books from that friends recommend list that I have, and it also will be thematic for flippin' Vegas. So there you go. That's like the only thing I'm excited about having to do with Vegas is the book, The Odds. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm at least excited about the book. Alright, it's time to play the UNO card game. I shuffled so many times. I actually have a really cool automatic shuffler, but I thought it took D batteries, so I asked my boyfriend Paul, can you get me some D batteries from the store? Apparently, it actually took C batteries, so I was incorrect. So anyway, I could not use the shuffler, but I have shuffled by hand this deck so many times, and I'm currently shuffling it literally right now, so we will see. Hopefully I don't get like the same color over and over again. And again, this game, I need the cards, I need my book card, and I also have a wheel. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, here we go. So you guys know that I'm not cheating or anything. You could see the deck. First card. Oh, right away. Okay, so this card is something special. It actually means, let me double check my freaking rules, so I don't even know the rules to my own game right now, because I just made it. So this means I can pick off of any of my lists. So let me just double check. Yes, pick a book off of one of my 2 lists that are my 23 books to read in 2023. I've got one that is a paperback from hell list, and another that is a flippin' newer horror book list. So I'm going to record my screen right now so that you guys can see. Alright, so let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, this will be perfect. I'm actually doing a thematic vlog, so I kind of want to keep it secret, but I think it's going to be Sundial by Catriona Ward that I'm going to pick to read. And it'll go with this vlog I'm planning for March if I can get into the vlog. And if not, I'll just read Sundial and have a good time because I want to read it regardless. Alright, so that is my official pick. So the first thing I've picked because of my game, again, I got this little reverse card, which means pick off of one of my 23 books to read in 2023 list, of which I have 2. Alright, so that is done. Already, this is fun. And I'm going to pick 5 total cards. Or 5 books with the cards. It might end up being more cards, but we'll see. Alright, next up, it's a yellow. So I have to go to my yellow shelf and count out 5, and that will be my pick. Alright, so my yellow shelf is on the other side. I've got magnets that help me determine and remember what shelf is what. My yellow shelf, just so you guys can see, is down here. And I can pick whatever side I want and count 5 inwards. So let me just... Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. A book I have been wanting to read for a long time. A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. Cool. I just read my first Paul Tremblay book, which was A Cabin at the End of the World. I really did enjoy it. The ending I'm still a little torn on. I do like the kind of ending it was, but at the same time, I did want more. Anyway, so here we have a possession type of story, or is it? And I don't want to get too into the plot because I want to try to just experience this and go along for the ride. I know my friend Ollie over at the channel, again, Criminali, has read this recently and liked it, so I'm excited to dig into it myself. Alright, cards, next up. I don't know what that is. It's kind of like good luck, I don't know. Anyway, why? Okay, another, like, I swear I shuffled these. 7 yellow, so same shelf, apparently. Okay, we're gonna go to the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Here we have, I just bought this, Infernal Glow by Charles T. Daub.
Imprisoned in solitude where the gloom summons every nightmare into reality.
And look at this awesome freaking cover. I actually heard about this book and saw this book and it made me want to buy it off of a video that Coral did from Pretty in Paper Cuts. Check out her channel. I'll link her below. But yes, that is why I bought this. I saw her show this in a haul and I was like, I need that cover. So yeah, here it is. Alright, now we've got a blue. So we can go to a different shelf. So blue 4. So this is my red shelf. Blue is on the other side at the top. What tells me that this is the blue shelf is I have a blue Teen Witch magnet. See how it's light blue? And that is the thing that marks it as the blue shelf. So this is the blue shelf, and I've got to count 4 either way. So I'm kind of closing my eyes. I'm going to go this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. Destiny's Carnival. This was one of my examples.
Unspeakable evil, sinister powers, creatures of darkness. Welcome to Destiny's Carnival.
Fun. Alright, so far it's picked out 4 books for me. 1 more. Let's see. I'd really love to get a wheel so I could spin the wheel from hell, but we'll see. I probably won't. Alright. Here we go. It's the wheel! I got it! Yes! That's what I wanted! Alright, so let's go over and get the flippin' wheel set up here. Alright, so when the spiral, or the X with a circle, comes up, it is to spin the wheel. It doesn't matter what color card comes up. If it's the circle with the cross in it, I spin the wheel. So this is stuff that is not on my TBR card, but I do want to read. So let's go. Dun da da da! This is making me nervous. I don't know. What's it gonna land on? Be nice to me. Night books. That'll be perfect. That is a flippin' middle grade book, and I can't wait to dig in. Alright guys, well that was my TBR, and I think the first freaking round of my UNO game came out so good. So here are the 3 physical books, and then the other books that I don't have with me. Sundial is one that I picked out by Catriona Ward, as well as freaking Night Books, which is, like I said, a middle grade fantasy type of book. And I'm so jazzed and pumped to read that. It'll be a lot of fun. So woot woot! This is gonna be so much fun. Alright guys, for this time though, that is it for me. Till next time, you know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Bye guys!